just have to assume that he's gone missing.
He's dead, 100%.
A lot of people believe that they also cut humans here. They broadcast it on the dark web.
He was pointing the gun at someone.
Yeah.
All my families died.
Your whole
My
family's
brothers,
died.
my uncles.
This is like a nightmare. For years, these prisons didn't exist. Hidden from the world, they became Assad's most brutal weapon against his opposition. Tens of thousands imprisoned, many for nothing more than being in the wrong place at the wrong time. No trials, no word to their families, just a one-way trip into darkness. Inside, conditions were beyond inhumane. Packed cells, daily torture, and mass executions. A place where prisoners didn't serve time, but disappeared. Today, I visit these forgotten hellholes, alongside those who are still searching, clinging to the last hope that they might find any trace of their loved ones. But in a system built on silence, some names were never meant to be found. Right guys, so we've just headed into the mountains outside Damascus and we're on our way to Sednaya. This is, without doubt, the most notorious, well, Syria is full of notorious prisons, let's be honest, but this is the most notorious of them all. This is where any number of prisoners from maybe 3,000, 4,000 or 5,000 will be held at any one time. This is where they were kept, this is where they were tortured, and this is where they were abused. And we've just got our first glimpse of the prison here to our right. You don't appreciate the size of it as well. Surrounded obviously by this wall, barbed wire. Very imposing place. Okay, just before we make our way into the gates, you see a tank here just outside. This is obviously the first line of defence. I'm guessing this would have been soldiers everywhere around this prison. Even the thought of doing this 2 or 3 weeks ago, whenever this place was under the control of the regime, would have had me sent to Sednaya itself. So this is, I'm not entirely sure what tank this is, but holy shit. I've seen a lot when it comes to corruption, jails, torture rooms, but the thing that separates Syria's war and this trip against anywhere else is how raw it is, because it's only 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like, there is a live missile here in the back of this tank. Not seen anything like this in my life, apart from the Captagon factory, of course. I've got to be careful where I walk. Take a look in this door. Tell me what you see.
Oh.
Huh?
A missile.
Unbelievable.
It
hasn't been touched.
No.
You took me to the Captagon factory to see missiles, so this is me getting my payback.
Yeah.
Well guys, so we've just made it to the gates of Sednaya, something that would have been, just can't imagine, 2 or 3 weeks ago, whenever the regime was still in power. Absolutely no chance of getting anywhere near it, let alone with a camera. But as you can see, we have the Palestine flag on the left, and then the old Syrian flag on the right. And here, more recently, we have had rebels, obviously, friends and family, come up and draw a little bit of what I would call art on the walls, and I'm going to read it to you. So it says, "You're the pain of the soul, the grief of the victory." And then here on this side, we have 2 phrases. One on the right hand side, "Human abattoir." And then here, "We won't forget, we won't forgive." Let's have a look into the gatehouse. Nothing much going on in there, but here we obviously have posters. You're going to see these throughout the prison. And obviously friends and families have come up. You've probably been missing these, I don't know, brothers, fathers, sons, for the best part of 10 years. And it's only now that you can go and search for them. As you can see, 2013. They haven't even been able to look for these people until now. You're coming to see if there's any sign.
I know there's nothing right now. I'm waiting just to get like permission just to get in. I came from the United States.
Ah, okay. Where in America do you live?
Michigan.
Michigan, okay.
When was your brother arrested?
2014.
14.
Uh-huh.
He's younger or
He's older.
older than?
Yeah.
And you never heard word? You just have to assume that he's gone missing?
He's dead. 100%. There's no way.
And your mum was obviously, she stayed in Syria.
Mm-hmm.
How did she cope?
We tried to pay a lot of money just to get him back, but there is nothing. No information. I know there's a lot of people. Like maybe if I'm gonna see someone right now who like impact like or like torture my brother or anybody else. Maybe I'm gonna kill him right away.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna think about it. But leave it for the court. Leave it for the judge. So at least they will take all the information from them, put all the record, so they have all the information before they start killing those people. When you talk to families, like someone who lost like brother, father, sister, whoever, they're gonna kill him right away.
Are you here for a week?
Yeah, I'm leaving next week. I'm still like try to go around the city.
It's Damascus you were from?
I'm from Damascus. Yeah.
I'm very sorry to hear about your brother.
At least he's gone right now.
Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you
folks.
so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Alright guys, this is it. This is the drive into Sednaya. Oh wow. We have tanks up ahead. It's a huge area, you don't really appreciate the size of it until you're driving through it.
This morning.
Who would have thought we meet friends at Sednaya? I meet friends at Sednaya. Oh wow. So this is it. Eerie. Although it's like, obviously it's been liberated, it still feels like eerie. I'm kind of on edge because it doesn't feel quite right. The fact that, you know, only 2 or 3 weeks ago, we'll go in at a minute and you'll see, you have to realize and remind yourself that there were prisoners in here being held, being tortured, being abused, being killed just 2 or 3 weeks ago. This is obviously being posted by friends and family of people who have gone missing since 2016. This guy's been missing since 2016, you know, almost 9 years. And it's only now that his family wouldn't have been allowed to ask questions and, you know, ask where is he, because they wouldn't have been allowed. They'd probably end up here themselves. But these are a few other ones. There's obviously a telephone number of who to call. You've got this guy, looks obviously no older than 18, 19. You've got possibly 2 brothers here. You've got, obviously there's a father. You know, again, mostly guys in this prison it seems, and most of which I would have to say 2014. This guy was disappeared 10 years ago and his family had to live in silence for that long. And this was just part of living under Assad's brutal regime. It really is. So this is the processing hall. So this is the first room that the prisoners would have come into. You can see on either wall you have these rows of cells or cages. And this is where the prisoners would have been cuffed, dragged into, probably beaten outside before they came in here. Tight. Then maybe, I don't know, 40, 50, probably 70 or 80 soldiers crammed into this little tiny spot, kept in here until they're given a number before being taken to their cell. And most of the prisoners probably didn't know what lay ahead of them. And with Sednaya had an incredibly bad reputation. There was reports of underground cells, mass graves, inside and outside of the building. And this was dug by a Turkish company, maybe a charity, just to see if there was any sign of life or any sign of death. This is the start of the experience for all prisoners here in Sednaya. This is another one of the examples of the excavations done to check if there's any mass graves or underground cells. Okay, let's move on. Yep, comment.
Yeah.
What happened?
There is. Let's go a little bit.
He was pointing the gun at someone.
Yeah. I think there's someone, like prisoner or something. He's asking him to lay down.
An ex-prisoner?
Maybe, I don't know.
What was it? What was the?
Actually, he was shouting, like one of the HAs, he was shouting, telling someone to leave. And he was shooting, so it was very near, so maybe
Yeah, it's
dangerous.
fucking hell. Oh. It smells.
I want to be executed.
This is the execution overalls. Probably worn by somebody who has already been executed. They probably reuse these. So you'd be wearing one of these if you were sentenced to death. But mainly a lot of people were sentenced to a life of torture, which was maybe just as bad. And most other prisoners wore their normal clothes?
Yes, there is a uniform actually.
Oh, there is a uniform. Every cell, as you can see, has had the back wall. Oh wow. Rami, like, it would have been common for the prisoners to have, obviously, a lost limb, or
Maybe some prisoners they lost limbs
because
and
maybe
they
of
have
the torture,
artificial-
or
yeah. No, I mean maybe they brought him like this
Okay.
to the prison. To be honest, I'm not sure, but yeah.
oh, what is this? God only knows what that's for. Incredible view, give you that. Oh wow, look at, I was talking about obviously excavations, check if there's any underground cells or graves. Have a look at the extent of this one. This was how much the people of Syria, and probably the media as well, how much they felt that there were definitely prisoners buried underground. And no wonder it was called the Human Slaughterhouse. Let's get inside before we get shot again. So this is one of the main wings where you would get cells. And these cells built to take around, I'd say 20 or 30 people. There's 100 in here. Let's have a look. Oh my God. As you can see, like, these are prisoners' clothes, discarded blankets. Probably had to share them as well. Maybe one blanket between 2 or 3 people. And 100 people would be here. And Rami was saying all you were allowed was just like a couple of squares. You can see here we have food still left over here in the corner. Probably bread, maybe some dates, nuts, and that's all the prisoners had. You know, obviously the light that these boarded up at the top, and that's the only light you were getting. The ventilation here was extremely poor, and especially with 100 people here, many people found it hard to even breathe. These people did not murder, rape. These people simply oppose the regime, or they're found with some dollars in their pocket, or they're maybe in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's why they ended up here for so long. Some people were here for 6 months, but the majority were here for many, many years. This is the shower. I don't even know. There isn't even a shower. There's obviously people's underwear left here, where they tried to clean. And then this is where they had to clean themselves from this single tap. Oh, the smell in here is horrendous. And then one toilet. Obviously you can see what's around there. And again, just look at this place. This is where people were living. 100, in fact, in one cell 100, but thousands of people were living in 2024.
I heard that they broadcasted on the dark web, like for the people who love torturing. This is what I heard actually.
They would have live streamed this online.
On the
That doesn't surprise me. It's unbelievable. So they were,
monitored.
and it was pitch dark. Well, Rami, you know what to do. Close the door. Let me experience what it was like inside the cell.
Okay, you can experience.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh wow. As you can see, you're getting like a little bit of light. That noise is probably the most chilling thing.
I actually closed the door.
I'm really sorry, but
I actually closed the door, man.
you need to look a little bit more intimidating. You look.
I actually
Oh,
closed the door.
perfect. That's it. So maybe here you have, this could be an administration room where they help check in, process the prisoners. I'm not sure. You have paperwork. You have prisoners' names here. Who knows? You have just information and pieces of paper and records lying everywhere. Probably important bits of paper as well.
So in the beginning, after the liberation of the prison, 300 prisoners only liberated. We had a lot of families waiting for their loved ones to be among those liberated, but no one showed up, you know. And they actually made kind of camps there, and they stayed there, they slept there in this harsh cold weather, waiting for their missed ones. Only problem, their missed ones didn't show up. They are still missing. So Turkish staff, Turkish team, they came and they started to excavate here, looking for some secret prisons to find those missing ones. So the records show more than 4,000. They found only 300. Where are the rest? So it's believed that the rest may be killed, maybe put in mass graves and so on. Nobody knows their fate, and still the families, they are waiting. I got a call from a Lebanese man. He is looking for his father. His father was arrested 40 years ago, and 40 years he was absent, you know, but they knew he was in Sednaya. He was, because, you know, the same thing, you bribe, and some people will go inside and will just take the look for in the records and will tell you. So they knew his father was here, but I mean, still vanished.
Oh my word. Rami, what is that?
That's a herbal smell, very weird smell. So this is the carpentry. This is where you can see the machines where they used to cut woods and so on. A lot of people believe that they also cut humans here into pieces so that they can get rid of the bodies.
So
It's believed that, I mean, the scent is really weird. This smell is
this is not normal.
not normal.
Well, that's a very strong smell.
Yeah. I mean, you have the right to think about all these kind of ideas because there are people missing. The bodies were not found.
Oh my god, I can't even begin to tell you what it smells like, but I'm gonna give it a go, see if we can walk through here. The floor is covered in some sort of, it's like dirt, dust and slime. I don't know what it is. It could be dried blood for all we know, to be honest. We've got a table here. Oh wow. Well, this has to be what it was for. This even looks like a torture room. The echo, the walls, the smell, the stuff on the floor. It's horrendous. So it's the execution yard here in Sednaya. This is where probably 50 prisoners would have been murdered every week. From these concrete blocks, you know, stood here, and you've got these steel pegs. You'd have the noose tied around your neck, and this is the last look at the world. God, what a thing to stare at before you died. And to think this was happening, it seems all very surreal. There's probably people standing here taking their last breath just 2 or 3 weeks ago, and now we're here. So one thing that did get an awful lot of attention here in Sednaya is this machine, this hydraulic press. This machine is operated by these 6 hydraulic rams. It was widely reported that this machine was used in pressing bodies to help dispose of them before burying them. It seems a little bit strange, like why would a jail or why would a prison need this sort of machine? But there's no sign of blood, no sign that bodies were ever here. But it's in this room on its own. Obviously the only access is behind us, these double doors. You have this area which was maybe used to keep materials, maybe bodies. But the one thing that makes me think it was used as a human press is the fact it was right outside the execution yard. We've just arrived on the outskirts of the district of Al-Qatifa, which was a regime stronghold, a garrison city. The outskirts was a controlled military zone which residents were not allowed access. This made it the perfect place for the regime to bury the revolution. Well, surprise, surprise. Oh, is it open? Holy shit. I wasn't actually expecting this place to be open. Guys, 3 weeks ago, I would have been instantly shot. So we're now standing in one of the world's largest mass graves, if not definitely Syria's. And it's just given me a bit of time to think about the last 4 or 5 days travelling around Syria and some of the stories I've heard from some of the locals and how positive they are, which has been nothing short of inspiring. You know, the past obviously 50 years of brutal leadership by the Assad family, just how positive and how welcoming and how kind they are. I felt the same 3 years ago, but even more so now, and how much can change in just a small, short space of time since the regime collapsed 3 weeks ago. And obviously we met that guy outside Sednaya Prison who had lost his brother. In 2014 he was taken from him. And he doesn't know if he was taken to the prison or he doesn't know if he was killed, but he knows how the regime operates. So he said, it's not 99%, it's 100%, he's gone. And he's going to go through that prison, have a look at how he lived, probably how he was tortured. But Rami said something very important earlier, that laws are usually created to protect the citizens, but in Syria, the laws were created to be used against the citizens. So we are trying to get to one of the branches. This is, I suppose you could call it a police station, but it will have jails in the basement. These are some of the most notorious prisons. Not sure if we'll get access, but damn right we'll give it a go. Hey, Ronnie?
Let's see.
Let's see. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Which is the least optimistic word I have ever learned in my life. When you hear inshallah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, 90%.
This is right in the middle of a residential zone as well.
All the branches are in the middle of residential places, so that they are, they are protected by the people. They use people as human shields, I think this is the one. Oh my god, this is very scary.
Something enters your body when you're driving through a place like this.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go. Like kids just playing here. This is bizarre. And then through those gates is one of the most brutal prisons of the regime. One of many. Assalamu alaikum.
اليوم
مرحبا عمو.
فايتين
كيف؟
تفرجوا لا والله هون جوا
شو فيك تحكي لنا كيف كان رعب هذا ما؟
والله فقت الساعة 3 أنا بلكوني لأنه بس تفوت على إيدك الشمال بناية العسوكي كاشف كل شيء.
إيه فقت الساعة 3.
الساعة 3 لقيت 4 زلم. ابني لقيت 4 أشخاص دور على المسدس دور على المسدس حمشوها. لقيت 4 لقيت 4 عم يتحركوا سيارة بيك أب تبع الجيش وبلشوا يدقوا على الرشاشات. وقت وجه الضوء هيك شوي اجوا الشباب تبع النصر.
السلام عليكم.
السلام. 5 دقايق وقفت تتلك على حالة المدنيين حالة سرقة. شو بيجي لبالك؟ تواليت سحبها، مغسلة، شاشات، المكرسح هيك جايب معه واحد عشان يحمل له الشاشة. سوزوكيات عم تاخذ عفش هيك. لا الشباب ما عم يحاكون شيء، بس اللي عم يحاكون انه في واحد حمل رشاش هيك قده، هذا بيركب على السياره قال له شو بدك فيها؟ شو بدك اخذه؟ بعدين طلعوا مسجين، فتحوا له المسجين.
They liberated the
The
prisoners.
prison is free. كل واحد وزنه 30 كيلو. Every person is
30.
weight 13 kilogram.
Oh, so they've lost a lot of weight. Did you hear any noises come from the prison?
بلشت السرقة ما عنده حق بشيل الساعة 4 بعد الظهر.
انبسطنا شفناك عمو. الله يعطيك الف عافيه. كيف تعلمت انجليزي؟ شو دراستك؟ شو؟
أنا خريج كيمياء صناعية.
هي از
chemistry.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Jose.
Nice to meet you, Jose.
Nice to meet you.
I'm David. Are you excited or looking forward to the new future of Syria? What do you
Yeah.
think? Good?
بس سرقوا لي معملي كله.
They stole the factory. His factory.
They took the factory off.
شيء مليون 200,000 دولار المكانات اللي عندي.
ليش اخذوا النظام شو؟ هلا نحن عم
انت
نشوف
مسلم ولا مسيحي؟
الاثنين عمو.
الاثنين مثلك.
صدقني انا الاثنين.
هن اعتبروه غزوه لاني انا مسيحي مثلين هيك. في بعض النفوس ضعيفه اعتبروه غزوه. وانا عرفت وين البضاعه وين المكانات. بس القضاء اذا بده ياخذ قرار بدك تحط له بالدرج مليون ومليونين وثلاثه واربعه، ما عاد احسن لحق يدفع.
كله بيتعوض ان شاء الله، كله
ما
بيتعوض.
عاد اللحق يدفع يا حبيبي.
لا
اسمي الكريم.
لا انا اسمي رامي نوايا.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very
الله
much.
يقويك عمو، شكرا.
فوت تفرجوا.
يلا فوت.
لو كنت بالبيت طلعتهم، لانه اجوا لعندي انجليز، واحد انجليزي وواحد ما مترجم، طلعوا على البيت.
طلعوا لعندك.
صوروا
يلا المره الجايه.
صوروا فوق. اهلا وسهلا.
شكرا.
Oh wow, so here we are, this is it just up ahead of us, and it looks like a place you don't want to be hanging around in. What does this say?
In the death streets, only the brave stays.
Obviously one of the rebels' cars. And this whole area now is protected. This is under the control of the rebels and beforehand the regime. And they're all joining a little fire. Wonder if they got any marshmallows on the go. Right guys, so I think we are in, this is probably the walk the prisoners would have made before going downstairs into the jails. Probably the last time they would have seen light, daylight. And here we go. Right, so here we go. As you can see, this is the underground prison, kept away from prying eyes, obviously, peace, kept away from the prying eyes of the public. Oh wow. So how many people in this room?
100 could fit in, and you have one square like this. This square belong to one of the prisons, right?
Yes.
Like for example, you cannot for example sit or you know, extend yourself. No, you should sit like this here and all the time, because there are a lot of people. Where are you going to sit? And also some people die. Some people die. They don't remove them until the number is a good number to remove the bodies.
Oh, so the dead bodies, if there's any dead bodies, they're left to lie here until there's maybe 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is some of the food. Ah, okay. So we've got probably olives. We've got olives here. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe this is flour, some bread, and then here, tomatoes. And what sort of crime would you need to commit to be sentenced into this prison or brought into this prison?
Actually, it's like political, more like something you said. Maybe you expressed your idea. Maybe you showed your political tendencies, or maybe someone like your neighbor or friend or someone who hates you and who wants to destroy your life. So maybe they write something, and those people, they don't inspect if it is right or wrong. They will just take you. Maybe worst case scenario, it is right, so they will throw you here. And then here you will be kept until they investigate with you and force you to admit something maybe you didn't commit. So 27 women are sitting here.
This is the women's?
Yes.
27?
27 women.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
Google her. Ramadan.
And then you can see here, this is how they feed them, like dogs?
Yes.
Like, what is this?
This bulgur.
Bulgur. It is like a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have to eat off the same dish. Everyone eats off the same dish. And this is 2024. This is... Oh. Would the prisoners have gone outside at all?
في لهم راحة متنفس للمساجين. Yes.
The prisoners would have. Okay.
Now we will see the break.
Okay. This is how they give them, obviously, their soap and shampoo. Wow.
Yeah, this is literally VIP prison.
This is still VIP.
This is the kitchen.
Okay.
أنا بظن هي شيء ضابط.
Oh wow.
صنبت عليهم ما ولا.
Oh, this is like a nightmare. One person in here. One person. Wow. Probably just enough room to lie down. Close the door. Let me get an idea. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you see the.
Oh, this is a horrible feeling.
The food from here. This is one of the torturing. The gentleman is telling me this is one of the torturing tools. They torture people with this. Oh my God! Look at this thing.
Say it again.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my God! There's a rats. And this was probably just part and parcel of being in this jail, that you get
of course. I
mice,
mean,
rodents.
This is part of
animals.
the torture. They will plant these rats.
So they will plant them on purpose. Wow. Okay, I don't really know what to say. How do you feel?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, it's really. I'm speechless.
It's very difficult, isn't it? You know, because I think whenever it gets to this severity, it's actually hard to imagine and hard to put into words. I never really thought it would be like this. So you can see how quickly everyone left. This is just probably, I don't know, maybe possessions of the prisoners, possessions of the guards. You've got the ex-president. Look! Oh, yeah.
What happened?
It was a cat. Cat. Jeez, this is not the place to be messing about. So this is the red room. Oh my god. So this is where you would have gone if you were sentenced to death?
هون الإعدام كان واحد
لا هاي بس تعذيب نفسي.
تعذيب نفسي.
عمل لك بتأثر على العقل بس يعني.
It's only for psychological. كيف كانوا يكتبوا هدول الأشياء بأظافيرهم؟
بأظافيرهم.
With their nails.
Oh, with their nails?
Yeah. Because they didn't have any tool, right?
الشخبطات تعليم الايام يعني كم يوم مثلا كل يوم بحط وحده كل يوم بحط وحده.
Yeah, this is another way of like counting days, like every day.
ايه تاريخ كمان كل واحد امتى فات بتاريخ.
The dates.
هذا فايت السبت 16/9.
Okay. And the smell as well, it's very strong smell of petrol and fumes.
Yeah, but fume. Yeah.
And this is
petrol.
This is probably the way it was.
في ريحة مازوت عم يقول هي ريحة مازوت.
هون في مازوت هون.
هون في مازوت هن يعني من وقت ال.
ايه.
Oh wow.
So he knows someone. Now he is guarding with them. He stayed here for a year and a month.
A year and a month?
Yeah, his name is Abu Ahmad.
17 واحد هون
7
وفي معهم 3 اطفال صغار.
17 واحد مو بنفس الوقت.
بهي هون
بنفس
17
الوقت.
ايه بنفس الوقت.
Oh my god.
17 people?
17 people.
3 اطفال معهم.
And 3 children with them.
كانوا كل الليل وكل النهار يبكوا.
17? So you can't lie down?
على الواقف على
Yeah,
الواقف.
yeah.
على
They
الواقف.
you can't even sit, you know? It's like you would be like this all
And
the time.
And his colleague was here for a year and a half?
And a month.
How, can you ask how he is?
كيفه هلا صديقك ابو احمد؟
تمام ايه اموره
He's
تمام.
good. He's good.
I can't even imagine.
معس يعني.
I can't even imagine what it would be like. But it's hard enough, obviously, the size of the cell and the amount of people, but the fact that it's black, the other one's red, it's really, psychological torture is almost just as bad. This is all you have to do while in here, there's nothing else. Just counting the days is their form of entertainment. Could you imagine?
ابو احمد كيف اعتقلوا كيف انحبس؟
من على الحاجز اخذوه لانه هويته قابون.
Because his identity card shows Kabun, which is like near the place that we were, and so they judge you. If you are a resident of that area, they judge you. You are against.
كانوا ياخذوا العالم على هوية.
So guilty of only association, not guilty of any crimes, about the fact that where he lives.
He's civilian, you know, but he just because they say okay, everybody from this area, arrest them. So based on the testimonies from some of the prisoners, here is the place where they give him break, but also where they torture them.
This is the break room?
Yeah, the break room, and also sometimes they torture them here, and the dead bodies they put them there. This is based on some of the testimonies from the prisoners.
This is the break room?
يشلحوا النسوان بالضبط هون ويقعدوا يصيروا يلصقوا معهم.
This room stinks.
So they.
والكلام
So even the women they force them to get naked, and they start to humiliate them.
هذا سجن النسوان كان.
Wow.
This was woman
Prison.
عامنة هيبة خولة.
So these are the names: Amina, Hiba, Khawla,
فاطمة
Fatima, Basima. So here they say, "I love you, mother and father, and my children." So she's a lady who has a father and mother alive and has children. She's married.
And probably a lot of people that were here is forced disappearances. So their family or their friends had no idea where they were?
Yes. Yeah.
خالد العبيد وماجد عمران الله لا يوفقك وويلك من الله يا ظالم هذول هيك مغتصبينهم هون.
So these two ladies who wrote their name were being sexually abused. And
هون كمان.
So one of the ladies here, she wrote, no father, no mother, no children. She has nobody. She's orphan.
she's on her own.
Orphan, and she has no children as well.
So the people in this cell is all she has, really?
Yeah.
The other females? This is where they keep the bodies through here? Or here?
Here.
They keep the bodies in the corner? The same place that they're supposed to have their break. And then of course you have the public toilet. I can't imagine. Makes you appreciate everything. Rami, whose are the belongings? These are prisoners? Prison officers?
هدول اللبس هدول للمساجين كانوا.
المساجين.
Yes, for prisoners.
Prisoners.
كيفك ابو احمد كيف شعر بعد ما تحرر شو شعوره؟
لا هو
عنده اولاد ما عنده
هو
أولاد؟
مو بالتحرير هلا
اه
مو بالتحرير
قبل طلع.
قبل طلع قبل تحول على الجوية ومن هنيك طلع يعني.
Oh, what is this? Well, these are some of the things that were used for torture? Cameras, did they take photos of these people?
هيك وحدة هون.
As a form of maybe humiliation.
دخيل.
So here I've got an old mobile phone, probably to take photos. We've got a couple of these. Again, to humiliate everyone. You've got a screwdriver, which was probably used, God knows for what. And then maybe this is for maybe confessions, forced confessions. Whatever crime they were accused of committing.
We just need you to give the truth for the
Of
world.
course. Well, this cannot be achieved without what you have done.
You must know there is people died. There's too much. I think maybe 112 died.
112 in this prison.
Yeah, maybe from sick, maybe from beating.
Can I ask, what justice do you want for Syria?
All of them punishment.
Okay, but what sort of punishment do you think?
What justice said, we want it. We want it legal.
I think that's very good.
Yeah, legal is the best thing.
And this
we was fighting for freedom, for justice. Yeah. So after victory, we must bring justice, bring legal everything. I was captured too, 1 year in jail.
Which jail?
Idlib, the jail of Idlib. After that Halab, after that Baloni Hamas, after that Sham. But where in Sham I don't know. But I still 1 year.
4 different jails?
Yeah. But the last jail, they broke my arms, they broke my legs. I get in the jail maybe 86 kilo. When I go out, 54.
And how do you feel now psychologically? How do you feel?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
I saw so many people when they come out from jail, their mind is off. Alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Did your faith help you in your recovery?
Not just my faith, my belief in Allah. My belief in Allah helped me too much.
Were you a part of the resistance before this?
After that.
So is that what made you join the resistance?
Yeah, this.
I can understand. Yeah, I can understand.
All my families died.
Your whole
My
family's
brothers,
died?
my uncle, all my cousins died. I still me and my
I'm sorry.
brother. One of my brothers is dead.
And this was just, I'm guessing, from the bombing campaign in Idlib.
From bombing. There is my uncle still in jail for 13 years in Tadmur.
The West, various countries must have known what was going on. They had to know.
Harsh. They know that Bashar al-Assad and his people was doing all these horrible things. They didn't
You
do
cannot
anything.
you cannot hide this. No.
I wanted this message go to all people in the world. The best thing now, helping these people here. The situation here in Syria is miserable.
Yeah.
There is no electricals, no medicine, no hospitals, no oil, no anything. There is nothing.
When I told my mum I was coming to Syria, she was
scared?
She was a little bit concerned, and she said, "It's not safe."
Yeah.
Do you have a message for her?
I have a message for all the world. Syria is safe now. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, we need few years, maybe 5 years, and like this, and you will see where will Syria be. Inshallah.
Perfect.
Inshallah, Syria will be in the first.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, first Arabic country in safe, in everything.
Economy.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you said.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.